What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another Scum video. I hope we're doing well. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for your ongoing support of the channel. Greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for your time. Now, this video here is something a little different than I usually do. Now, I'm not here to say bad things about Scum or anything like that. More just my viewpoints on a few things here that I think really need to be checked in some ways. Now, I know there have been some videos going around in the Scum community about hordes and other features with the game. Now, I'm going to talk about the bigger picture here. I'm going to talk more about where Scum currently is compared to a very long time ago. Now, let's say 0.3, 0.4. Scum is a very different is in a very different place right now compared to where it used to be. Now, one of the big things that I kind of wanted to talk about is the identity of where Scum currently is right now. Now, we know that they have recently been acquisitioned, I say recently, over the last year, has been acquisitioned by Jagex, which has been an incredible leap and jump for this company, Enquiries, for the future of the open world survival game and the genre as well, I would say, as I do believe that Enquiries really are at the forefront of open world survival right now for its kind of open world survival. Because there are very many types of open world survival, but this kind, you know, games like DayZ, Miscreated, Scum, there's only very few that are like this, big open world survival. Now, I find that with Scum, and like I said, I'm not going to be talking just about the puppets, the hordes, and like all these other things. I'm not talking about coming up to 1.0. In fact, I'm not talking about 1.0 in any way, shape, or form in this video, ladies and gents. Now, I know I've kind of been off the train in talking about some of the things that could be tweaked or fixed with Scum, respectively speaking, but I personally find Scum has a huge identity crisis right now in terms of what it should be. Like, for example, since the traders have been put into this game, 0.8 I think it was 0.8 the traders were implemented, I think. I find that the traders are overly used. They're not just there to be, you know, utilized every so often. It's almost like we now have to use the traders all the time. And it's really taken away from the survival of this game. Now, I understand that servers can do certain things to turn off traders. And I promise you now, ladies and gents, by no means in any way is this any self-promotion. But recently I've been playing on a new hardcore server by Pure Scum. So Fozzie's opened up a new server. A server that he wanted to play on a long time ago, but couldn't find one. So he's designed his own server, so to speak. This server really has a ton of fairness to it. Now, there's a lot of things that I've learned with this. In the past, I've been playing on a lot of average servers, even with Pure Scum or my old server RKG and stuff. It's pretty average in terms of the loot. There's a lot of vehicles, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. It's very convenient in a lot of ways. Playing on a server where you cannot spawn, unless it's a complete random spawn. No one can spawn on beds. I find this completely fair for both parties defending and attacking. Please forgive me if I am wrong. And I understand that you can actually buy gold for these spawns as well. But I believe it is even more fairer to have no spawns at all. If you die, you are out of that fight. Something that Scum has always had a problem with. Now, this is why I've always found that DayZ's always been a bit more popular. Not just because of the mods, ladies and gents, but because of the way the spawn system works. There is no real penalty. There is no real penalty unless you're getting a random spawn every death. There is no penalty to that because you parachute back in and, you know, you get straight back in. And that's another thing. Why haven't we got ground spawns yet? Why haven't we got the option to ground spawn? That is something that's very, very huge for me. And I know that a lot of this is going to sound biased, but I'm talking about Scum as a whole here, ladies and gents, all right? Like with some of the options that we can and can't have within the game. I understand private servers and official servers are very different. But even on official servers, they're set in certain ways and they're based on survival to some extent. And this is where this game, I really feel, sometimes loses that survival, especially with the spawn system being one of the big things. The other thing that I think is very, very strange is the fact that we have to buy fuel with a card. The whole credit card system got very confusing for a lot of people and kind of was a bit of a deterrent in some ways. Now, it does seem very strange that you're on an island. There's gas stations. I mean, someone said something on my stream the other day. I can't remember who it was in my squad. Said, why don't we bring a generator and a hose pipe to the gas station and then we can siphon the fuel out of the tanks and stuff like that. Like, that's going to be even more riskier. But having the whole credit card system just seems a bit strange. And the fact that, again, the trading system, it's, you know, it's there to be utilized, but people are using that more as a crutch now. Like, they're using the traders very, very often, which I think has really taken away the survival aspect of this game. Going to buy going to buy base building parts and stuff like this really has taken away the survival with open world. And I think that with the way that the server I'm playing on now is, and I'm just telling you how I honestly feel, guys, okay? Like I said, there is no promotion. It doesn't need promotion. I'm not in that world. I used to be. I'm not in that world anymore. Promotion sort of sells itself. But playing on this server has made me realize how unfair Scum has really been to its player base in terms of raiders being able to set all the beds outside of a raid, prepping, burying chests around big raids, you know, and stuff like this. People raiding for like 12 hours straight. Like, come on, like, that's ridiculous. Once you're out of that fight, you should be out of that fight for a very long time before you can get back to that area. And that's why I love the random spawns on death. I just think that that is absolutely beautiful in terms of fairness for each other. If you both cannot spawn, like if you die, if you're defending and you die, that's it. You are random spawn. If you are attacking and you're defending, if you're attacking and you die, that's it as well. And I just feel there's just a huge identity crisis in terms of the survival side, and I really, really do. And when it comes down to the spawn system, and there is a question here I want to ask you guys, and please give me what you think and maybe a reason why. What do you think should happen in Scum? Do you guys think that there should be the money system to spawn, or do you think it should go back to the fame point system? This is an honest question I'm asking you. For me personally, I really think a fame point system, now that it has matured a lot more than what it was before, I believe that the fame point system should come back, compared to having to go to a trader, put money in the bank and stuff like this as well. Now, I understand this can give you more to do, but I've heard more people say they prefer the game without traders than with. Now, I understand it's not all about me and what other people want. It's about what everyone wants. Now, we have to have options. So I don't care about the bias. I don't want to be biased with what I'm saying. I'm just trying to understand where Scum sits right now, as it does confuse me a little bit even when I play the game. So that's an honest question I ought to ask you guys, and hopefully you might, you know, elaborate and maybe bring up some of the points I've made here, and tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think of this? Now, this video, I didn't intend to be several to 10 minutes long. I only wanted it to be like 5 minutes long. But I want to talk about the real stuff with this. Like, where are we currently sitting with Scum right now? Like I said, there's more to this game than just certain things. I think the animals, like having the hunting up and the loot very low, really makes you play different. You know, and it really makes you feel survival. Now, most people don't want to play survival, as in they don't want to play low loot, and it's nothing to do with time. I won't take that as an excuse that, oh, I don't have time to play, I just want to play the high loot. Well, you're not playing survival. That's not a survival. If you enjoy survival, you'd play 5 hours, maybe find a few things, maybe start a little base, but you're not going to be miraculously at end game after a day. You know, it's what you want, and low loot will force you to use a lot of the crafted items within the game itself as well. So I kind of feel like this game has sort of started off as survival, and because of people screaming and shouting, it's gone over there, and now we can't really sort of see it anymore. But survival is very, very important in this game. Very, very important indeed. Now, guys, I just want to create a discussion here, that's all. And I just want to see what you guys think as well. So the question I ask you is, what would you prefer? Would you prefer the original fame point system to come back, or the spawn system to come back using fame points? Or would you prefer to use the money side of things? That's an interesting one. So, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already on the way out. That really does help the video go out there, and the channel as well as a whole. And I'll catch you on the next live stream. Stay safe, guys, and take care. Bye-bye.